Hmm. Okay, we're about to have a football game here. The Jets going to visit the Rams here at the end of the SOMIFA season, game 16 for each team. We're going to, while we're waiting, hopefully I'm broadcasting this correctly. Just going to take a quick look. Try our entire screen. I think that's the way to go. There we go. Okay, don't see anybody looking to join unless, no, not yet. I'm new at this, so please bear with me. While we're waiting on the game to get started here, just gonna make sure. There we go. We'll take a look at the playoffs. As you see, the Rams, who are hosting tonight's game, have already set up the number 1 seed. They will get a bye in the round of 11. And once things resume, they'll always have the home field advantage. And except for the Super Bowl, if they make it that far, they'll get the good pass defense while their opponents will have the average. Their opponents, the Jets, trying to stay in the playoff race. Actually, a tie probably would not get them in any longer. So many teams have qualified with at least 9-7, so they really need to win the game to get into the mini playoffs. Mini playoffs, you can't be eliminated from the 11th seed by a tiebreaker. So if you get a 9-7 record at this point, there's only 10 teams which can finish with 10 wins. So at that point, you're in. Ed hasn't put them up the official, but I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to end up with the number 2 seed. They will win the tiebreaker, having defeated the Giants in the regular season, and the Cowboys will get the 4 seed because they defeated, there was a team with 5 wins. Looks like that team's already up to 6 losses. So, yeah, they've got the number 4 seed. At the moment, Buffalo, Tampa Bay, and the Titans have all got 10 wins. We'll see another as Indy and Cincy play soon. So one of those will also move to 10 wins. So there'll be tiebreakers there to see who ends up with the 5th bye, the number 5 seed, I should say, also. And the 6, 7, 8 teams also have something to play for. If they get the 6, 7, 8, first round of their playoffs in the field of 11, not the mini playoffs, they'll be able to use the good defense against their opponents for pass, and their opponents will be left with the average. And we'll take a look here and see if anybody's looking to join. Not at the moment. And we'll see if Tom's here in a moment. Emails. Just make sure somebody's not saying I'm doing something wrong. They can't join. So far, not. And some of the other playoffs, like I say, the Bills coming back on Deshaun Watson's nice season are up to 10-6. Scott's been rebuilding a bit with that team, so I'm sure just like Tampa Bay at 10-6, coming in with Pat Mahomes, a couple of teams kind of nice to see rebound back into the playoff hunt. I want to say before we get too deep into it, the Rams have had a great season this year. Look at the personnel; doesn't look like a 13-2 team. Wayne's coached that team very well. He's been drafting very well while the team's been accumulating quarterbacks like Blake Bortles occasionally, where you draft. I love Blake Bortles coming out of college. You draft a guy who has good potential. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. And if they don't, usually it's going to set you back a little bit because you're going to spend another high pick getting a quarterback often. Carson Wentz looks like a definite keeper, though. That's his quarterback now, and he's in good shape at quarterback. Had Garoppolo as well, but after Wentz developed, he ended up dealing Garoppolo to Denver. Denver's going to see a better season. Okay. Don't see anybody trying to get in just yet. We've got other teams here. Tennessee with Roethlisberger at quarterback. You know, Mick inherited a pretty good team, but he's done really well with them. This is a team that's aged. They've had a couple things that he's had to patch, just like every other team, but they've had to patch a couple of holes they have. And here they are at 10-6, hoping to host a playoff game at the beginning of the time or get a bye maybe. Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Kansas City, all at 9-6. They all have a chance to move into the 10-win club as well. Jay's got a good team with Cincinnati, really dangerous running back, Jones from the Packers, 9-6. A couple other teams, Indianapolis, who's going to face Cincinnati in their last game. That will be an interesting one. Chiefs have the Oakland of Jeffs left on their schedule at 10-6. I believe Oakland knocked off a potential playoff team to eliminate them, if I'm not mistaken. So you never know what's going to happen. Keep checking to make sure the game hasn't gotten started. And other teams that have already kind of finished their season, qualified for the mini playoffs at least. Houston with Paul, Drew Brees, getting toward the end of his career, got several championships to fall back on already. San Francisco and Baker Mayfield's first season. Russell Wilson, of course, leading Seattle, and Andrew Luck's season before at least his first retirement. We'll see if he might end up coming back at some point. Wouldn't put it past him. Definitely lost a lot of trade value with somebody announcing they're retiring, and just the fact that the NFL is a tough sport. He has taken some hits, and you just never know. Somebody may actually meet it and be serious about it, but if he were to come back, one would think he might have several possibly top-notch seasons left in him. Really good quarterback. A lot of us liked him a lot, and he definitely produced well. Just going to check and see if this game hasn't quite started just yet. Talk about the game a little bit. Start with special teams. Nothing particularly special. Both teams have a little trouble guarding the kickoff returns. Other than that, no real standout players. There's no touchdowns on any of the returners' cards. There is long gains on both kickoff return on 12 coverage. But otherwise, not a whole lot going on with special teams. Both kickers above average. Janikowski's depth is up to 39 yards. Both guys can hit from 50 plus. So we can see long field goal attempts being on the board here. I kind of like a lot of things about Tom's team. It's like he says, it was one I thought would be higher than 8-7. I mean, I've played both of these teams. I lost by a field goal to Wayne right at the end of the game, and won by a field goal right at the end of the game against Tom. So both games came down to just one possession. McCaffrey's got a really, really good card. I think most matchups he's got the best running back card out there. Luck really doesn't fall far behind any quarterback. So he's got that big 1-2 punch. You'll look at his offensive line. He's got 7 pass blockers from left tackle, left guard, and center. So you've got somebody that, is going to be protected. You've got top-notch wide receivers, top-notch tight ends with Andrews and Ertz. And you look at his defense, really, there's a lot of good players there. The key player, you've got a 6 nose tackle. And other than that, really the only weakness I would say is the pass rush is just not there. It's not for a SOMIFA team, it's not a team that shows a whole lot of pass rush. They've got good cover guys. There's no zeros in the linebacking core. So it's not a bad defense at all. You got 6 defensive end and nose tackle. So you got a couple of just anchors against the run, whether there's linebacker help or not. guys that aren't going to give up, 20-plus yard plays off their readings, even if you're not helping them. But like I say, they do have a little bit of a low pass rush for the league. Wayne, on the other hand, doesn't really have a lot of stars outside of a couple. You got great quarterback, of course, with Wentz. He's got a good player with Eckler at running back. His wide receivers and tight ends are nothing really outstanding. Pass blocking sevens at left guard and center. And he's got a key player on defense that's got a good matchup today. Got Myles Garrett over at left defensive end, who's a 12, and he's going against the 5 pass blocker. So he didn't end up matching up against the 7 pass blocker at tackle of Tom. And that's one of those things you look for in the game. Who's got the good matchup in this particular game? And Garrett's got a good one. His other pass rusher, Olivier Vernon, who's at 11, coming from the right linebacker spot, if I remember right, is going to go up against a 7 at guard and a 7 again at center, regardless of the D set formation. So he's going to have a tough match. But anytime you're double digit, you can beat a 7, especially if you've got the free safety blitz coming. You get a better option of beating a 7. So we'll see how it goes. Going to look and see if this game's just about ready to roll. One of Wayne's strengths, he's won a lot of games this year. He's got a team, just like in a lot of senses, Tom's, that has a lot of good players, really not a lot of great players, but there's really no holes to really go at. He's got 5s across the secondary. He's got a team that has a couple of running backs. He's not just dependent on Eckler. There's no bad targets, you might say. There's no receivers or tight ends and such that you think, I don't have to worry about this guy. So it's a good, solid team. Wayne's an excellent coach. Sometimes you kind of forget some of the good SOMIFA coaches we've got going that just happen to be in a down year for a year or two. You look at, some of the ones now, there's some good coaches through here and some good teams. Packers have been in a Super Bowl very recently. Bears, I believe, have got lots of Super Bowl time in their early days. And I don't remember exactly some of these teams where they've been recently. So, because we've had some franchise shifts. So I don't remember if this is the Lions I'm thinking of or not. The Chargers of TJ for years have accumulated tons of talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So a lot of these teams that have been kind of down a little bit this particular year may be back up in a season or so. All right. Should be getting started here fairly quickly. Game is set to start anytime soon at 7:30. Just make sure we don't have posting of the game IP here. I'm excited for the NFL divisional round. It's one of my favorite rounds of the playoffs. It's hard to say. The conference championship's a great round. Everybody seems to say, the divisional round's the best because you've got the, 1-2 seeds, which had the bye in action for the first time. The conference championship's an excellent round as well. You've got the teams that are one step away from the Super Bowl. But I do love the divisional round because you get 4 games and you still have all the underdogs pretty much in it. I think I would see visitors here if I had visitors trying to join. Guess I'll hide that. All right. Game is setting it up now, so let's get ready for some football. Okay. Okay. It's time for some football. And let's see what we can do about sharing the screen. Blow that up. That's what we do right there. Okay, I think we're set. I think I am sharing the screen. Okay, I just told them hi just in case they're waiting on me. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Be an exciting game here. Announcer's coffee, by the way, is U-Ban. And Julius Peppers has caught the ball in the end zone 3 yards deep. Like I say, these are returnable kickoff coverages, and we see it taken out 24 yards. Starting at the 21-yard line will be the Rams. Rams will be in our 2 tight end set, I suspect, most of the time. And Tom will go blocking back to tight end quite a bit himself. Neither team should free safety blitz a lot, I don't expect. I could always be surprised, but their teams don't really, and the lines they're going against pass blocking don't really say this is a free safety blitz game. First and 10. We've got Damian Williams in to start the game. He's the first half guy, I believe. So if so, he'll play a lot in the first half. And we'll see Eckler, who's got over 100 carries throughout the game. Got a short pass to Charles Clay. Defense calling run. Wentz's first pass incomplete. Both quarterbacks are 3-column quarterbacks. You don't really have any limitations by either the fact they don't really have completions of note there, or they have interception problems. So the whole field's open as far as the passing game goes. We've got a shotgun here for the Rams on 2nd and 10. Standard formations for each team. With a 6 at nose tackle. Might change. We see a draw against the run. So it'll be a keyed roll reading off the defensive cards. We've got a -1 there. With the 6 versus the run, we'll see less worry from coaches a lot of times in trying to get a linebacker up to protect it, because you really can't beat them for huge runs if you got a 6 nose tackle. Very valuable thing to have. It's part of why I drafted Deron Payne. All right, here we go. 3-3-5, 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. It will be Eckler, and we've got the shotgun. Funchness comes in as the 3rd wide receiver here. Dante Pettis and Ted Ginn Jr. are the starters. Got a double team on Eckler, short to Pettis. It's going to be intercepted, picked off by the Jets. They return it inside the 25. They'll take over at the Rams 23. Already in solid field goal range. 2 tight ends to start here. 4-3 for the Rams. As I mentioned, probably won't see a lot of show blitz from either team. See what Tom starts out with here offensively. Got lots of carries for McCaffrey, so you don't really have to conserve him a lot. 50% call here. The zone is loaded, but he did call pass. So what we guessed wrong with the guy in the zone comes off the offensive cards, +6. We've got a 2nd and 4 at the 17. See a little more free safety blitzing as the end zone gets closer. Still not at this point, 2nd and 4. Frank Gore will be in at running back here. Don't need all McCaffrey's +71s when you're at the 17, so it's a good situation to get Gore some downs. Robinson, Julio Jones. Robinson obviously good. Got a guess wrong short pass. Julio Jones will take it 14 yards down to the Rams 3. Less than 3 minutes in, Jets are inside the 5. They're going to go full house. We've got a 4-3, no blitz. Linebacker Luck guessed wrong. And he gets it all the way in, 3 yards. And we've got the Jets on the board with a touchdown, 6-0. Lots of coaches, we're going to kick here. Lots of coaches are going for 2 at times these days, especially early in the game. Take a chance to catch your opponent not wanting to do it. Take a 1-point lead if you make it. Give them an easy lead if you miss it. The goal line, these are run-outables, as I mentioned, for both teams. And here's one of them right here. Roll the 7 coverage card, 35 yards. So you grab an extra 10 yards by bringing that one out. Enough good stuff that you're willing to risk the extra fumble chance, I think, with both of these teams on a lot of these just barely into the end zone or at the goal line. 3-4. Got the 2 tight end set. Wentz trying to shake off an early interception. Williams in at halfback. Run, short pass to Trey Burton. That's going to be incomplete off Wentz's card. He's had a couple of readings off his card that fell incomplete, 0 for 3, and he's thrown the interception, which came off the defensive card. Trey Burton, one of the 6 blocking tight ends in the game, gives him a good blocking tight end over on the right side, and generally considered a very solid wide receiver as well in this set. And we've got a off-tackle. Damian Williams picks up 11 yards off the defensive card. With the nose tackle, not getting any help there. Get the read off the 0 linebacker card, pick up 11. Got an end run to Damian Williams, gets right. Ooh, -7. The semi-sack on the end run, gets right. I'm not going to call 5 the D word. I'm going to try to break some tradition here, but nobody likes to roll the 5. Here we go, 2nd and 17. We'll stay in standard sets with Damian Williams in at halfback. 2nd and 16 or more, you can go 3 wide or 3-3-5 if you want on defense in the league. Got a guess right run for Williams for 3 yards. Good coaches on defense in SOMIFA. League averages, I believe, 21.7. I checked earlier today. You look, you think with a 24-team league, these offensive players, good running backs, you're going to be averaging 24, 25. It's just not happening. 21.7. Lots of good strategists on the defensive side of the ball. 3rd and 14, shotgun 3, wide receiver set. Got Eckler, of course, in. Eckler can go downfield, and he's matched up against a 4 in this set. So, of course, that's always a thought. That's why he got double teamed earlier. Wayne's probably looking at 4. He's 3-3-5. He's blitzing. I was going to say he's either looking at a 4-2-5 or 3-3-5 or deciding on the blitz. Here we may see Vernon coming. We'll see. Olivier Vernon. No, you got Reggie Gilbert over here. Maybe it's Olivier Vernon here. 6-yard gain to Pettis. Just looking to maybe catch him out of zone, hit a linebacker 6-0. It's not a bad play at any point in the game, just about. Get some advantages just by throwing at linebackers from time to time, especially if you've got a pass rusher coming in different spots. You throw at them occasionally. Here we got McCaffrey and 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver standard set. Occasionally you'll see somebody drop back and help out with a blocking back like Andrews can, but we got McCaffrey's a 5 going against the asterisk over here, which is a 2. So you've got a good pass blocker anyway. Might mean you don't throw to McCaffrey as much as you might normally, since he's got some blocking responsibilities against Myles Garrett over there. Both these coaches have very good offenses to work with, so guessed right. Even though the zone was empty, he had 5 men on the line of scrimmage, fewer than 1 double team, or 1 double team or fewer, and so it's a guessed right reading. 2nd 10. Both these teams will run it on 2nd 10, as you've already seen. Most coaches in the league will. Cooper Kupp's in instead of Allen Robinson here, 4-3, and we've got a blitz showing. It's not a common sight for either team. We'll see if Tom might want to take a shot, short or long here, with his protection. Do have to worry about Myles Garrett, but some of the other places you could block. Flat pass right. And again, you're looking for your hot read there. Sometimes the free safety isn't the only guy they're going to bring if they're going to show blitz and don't really have a ton of pass rush. So you never know what you're about to see. At that point, Wayne just brought the free safety. And as a result, we've got a 1-man in zone reading, and it was guessed right anyway, so it was incomplete, but he still had the 1-man to fall back on there. And we're at 3rd and 10. We're going to see 3 wide receivers against the nickel with no free safety blitz. Got Cooper Kupp in. Allen Robinson at the 3rd receiver, matched up against a 4 here. McCaffrey also against a 4, but again, he's got Ertz to worry about, or not Ertz, he's got Myles Garrett to worry about. We see some coaches go along in these situations, expecting, worrying about the short pass, 3rd and 10. We go short to Kupp. We got 4 men in the zone. Double team was on McCaffrey. We've got a gain of 11 as Andrew Luck hits. And it's his 2nd completion of the day. He's 2 for 4, 25 yards at the moment. Ball to 29, Jets up 7-0. We're midway through the first. Let's go do some checking to make sure nobody's texting me or emailing me about getting in. Let's see anything. And it looks like Ertz got a 12-yard catch on a short pass there. Sorry for the brief delay. Here goes Luck going for that long pass I was talking about, Julio Jones, and that will be incomplete. Guess wrong. We would have seen a 31-yard catch. Good call from Wayne. That's how you get to be 13-2 without superior talent, making the right call on big downs. Ball's at the Jets 41. Teams ponder 4-down territory when they get around midfield, so we'll see how this second 10 works out. Frank Gore in at halfback. Andrew Luck's not an end-run threat this year, to my knowledge. We'll check that out. Got a 1-yard catch. Linebacker made the play, Olivier Vernon there. As mentioned, 4-5-10, so we've got a pass rusher to worry about. Just want to check out that. Great must run, especially if you hit the low rolls, and no end run. So we got a 3-3-5 showing blitz again. Vernon, again, is going against someone here. He's been 7 to Castro. He's been double teaming him, though. You think, okay, he's blitzing Vernon. I'm going to take my shot. McCaffrey gets wrong. That's part of why good coaches double team guys in situations like that. Marcus Joyner being a 6 gives you a containment guy from time to time. He's a 5 versus the pass, 6 versus the run. And we've got a 009 Jordan Jenkins, who's in off the bench. His matchup's a little better going against a 5. I think we may see the house coming. Wayne's not a high blitz coach, but you never know. Okay, we're going to guard that zone. Look in. He's guarding the flat zones. That time he guarded the far left flat zone on defense. It was a look in, but he still had the zone there. Guess wrong there. Just say you blitz the zone, plus 11, first down. Again, solid defensive call by Wayne. He correctly anticipated the flat zone, or the pass, and that it might be a flat. All linebackers set at home, even though he showed blitz. Wayne's got a good secondary, all 5s, allows you to think about things like showing blitz and doing nothing a little bit more than other coaches that, like me, have all 4s in your secondary. Here we go. Damian Williams in. It's going to be longed again. 1 man, no man in zone. 1 man to beat, and it was Joe Hayden with a 5 compared to a 4. Joe Hayden's had some 6s in his past. I drafted him in autumn win, like pick number 6. Feel like I got a great return on my investment there. Playing for the Steelers now, originally a Brown. 3-4, we've got no blitz. Right flat, Damian Williams. Be guessed wrong. Had it been, 0 men in zone, I should say. Guessed right because he had enough men on the line of scrimmage and called pass. Empty flat. You have to have guys in blitz zones, can't have more than 1 double team. But guys that are playing in the line buck zone will not help you. You've got to have 5 men on the line of scrimmage in blitz zones. And it has to be linebackers. Free safety doesn't count. Got no blitz, 3-4, running situation perhaps. And we've got another good running back coming into the game, Malcolm Brown. Not many running backs these days have great guess right cards. You could say Malcolm Brown in this set is one of the better ones. Got a flat pass to Pettis. We had a pass rush situation. Quentin Nelson held up. Awesome 7 pass blocking as a rookie. And due to the dump off, we got 7 yards to Dante Pettis. Dante Pettis got a long gain there, I guess wrong, but never going to get that on calling pass, even if it's a dump off. Unless you leave the zone open, I should say. Big play, you've got to look in from Carson Wentz. Hits Burton for 18 yards on the short gain on 3. And we've got the ball at the Rams 41. Now we're definitely seeing Carson Wentz loosen up a little bit. I believe he started 0 for 3 or 0 for 4, and now he's 4 for 8, 38 yards. First playoff game for Wentz, so I'm sure he's a little bit nervous. Or not quite in the playoffs, excuse me. Feels like a playoff game. Short to Charles Clay, guessed wrong. Wentz misses again. He's missed those tight ends. I've seen him hit some other guys, but he's missed those tight ends a few times on short passes. Guessed wrong. So Wentz could be having a better than 4-9 day had he been rolling something other than his 4-6 gets wrong. No blitz, 3-4 standard set. Damian Williams in. Got 6s to run at, and 2 of the spots have 5 of the other, so it does make you think it's not as good a team to run on 2nd and 10 as others that may have a 4 that you can run at, or 0, or at least a couple of 5s, just 1 5 to run at. But Trey Burton's a 6 pass blocker there, so you might see some right end runs different points in the game. And after an incompletion, Unger made the pass block. Kenny Clark's a 7, but he still has 0 chance going against a 7. You're going to have to get close to double figures to get on the chart here. And the random was 55 anyway, so you're never going to beat a 7 on a play like that. Just going to take a look here, see if anybody's trying to join. I don't know that I would know if they were, but I don't see any. Okay, we'll go back to football. So we got 3rd and 10 at the 41 blitz situation. We're going short against the 4 to Fudges. Incomplete. 4 men in the zone. Still, it's a what X, so we have no pass block situation. And we'll punt 4th and 10 at the 41. Tom's going to get the ball back up 7-0. Irvin loses 3, fumbles it. The Jets get it, and they'll wisely fall on it. Scary situation, of course. And 4-3, there's no blitz showing. Ball to 7. Sometimes you'll see team splits a little bit more. Short to, or a double team on Andrews, linebacker McCaffrey, he gets 5 yards. Sometimes you'll see teams double team or free safety blitz a little bit more inside the 10. And you'll see other coaches decide this is my chance to get a 93-yard touchdown and really want to go for it. 2nd and 5. Lots of carries left for McCaffrey. I like to keep up with fatigue in these broadcasts as best I can. He's got 20 left. Lots left. And so look into Cup, King on McCaffrey. Reminds me of a discussion Ed and I had a few years ago. There, he was just king on McCaffrey. He only had the free safety king only on linebacker staying at home. I believe sometimes you want to do something like that. If you've got a certain down distance that you decide you want to try to go after a running back, you're going to call run. You're going to move the free safety up. Go ahead and take a shot at a key. You're also playing the run there, or rather the look in and flat pass. Whereas you go all out for a key, you're leaving yourself open to, almost guaranteed guess wrong completion. So I don't mind seeing a free safety only run key ever so often. I believe it's a good tool to keep in the box. Now we've got a 3rd and 5. This is a situation a lot of coaches play differently. Do you keep your standard set, keep a run alive because you can gain 5 yards off the defensive card, containment or no containment? Do you want to go 3-3-5, try to tie up another defensive back? Some teams have 3 wide receiver, a fullback, and the fullback's a great receiver as well. McCaffrey, you don't have to worry about that. And again, you've got to account for Myles Garrett with the asterisk. So lots of things to think about. Tom's got a good receiving set, but you don't like to take Andrews off the field when you don't have to in a lot of situations. With Andrews being guarded by Vernon at times, you've got a way to keep Vernon from being in Luck's pocket going after sacks. You've got him trying to guard Andrews. Wayne's been doing a great job on defense. He is down 7-0, most of that due to the early field position after the Carson Wentz interception. Got a slight delay going on here. Our sponsor for today's game is the forum powered by Dan. Really appreciate Dan keeping the forum going for us to post things like this and communicate. And at 12 left in the first, Jets up 7-0 as they try to keep their playoff hopes alive, coming in at 8 wins, 7 losses. Just take a quick look at McCaffrey's card while we wait. Excellent short card for receiver. Got 1926. So he's a 6'5", 2 as a receiver. Very impressive yards flat wrong. Really solid flat right. Got a 32-yard gain on 11, and it's guessed right. So got a nice flat and short receiver, and he can go deep. Running the ball, you've got a very balanced card. You can do a little of everything. It's got some good, solid, really good for the particular year we're talking about here, 2018. Very good guess right yards. You can't just call run or call pass against this team. He's gonna eat you up with the 5 and 6 yard plus and all the short gains and big plays that he'll come up with. So absolutely going to guarantee some run calls. And again, solid in all 3 columns. Got the -7 there. Everybody's got that. You throw that away, he's almost got nothing. A -1, -2. So nothing to worry about. Kind of guy you feel really comfortable running the ball. And again, look at the guessed right yardage you've got on end run here. Okay. Don't want to check the box score just in case that might make the game crash. Seems like it was out of town scoreboard that was causing it. Oops, we got a new game. Let's go to that. Make sure I got that right. 1934. While waiting on server teams, I'm going to refill my coffee. I will be right back. Okay, we're waiting for server teams. It's about 8:01 Central Time as we broadcast here. Oops, got a new ID. Here we go. 3rd and 5. And I am ready. Thank you for asking. Here we go, 3rd and 5. Tom is in the 3 wide receiver set. So again, we've got Allen Robinson matched up against a 4. McCaffrey against a 4. But again, he's got to block this Myles Garrett guy who's got an asterisk too. You don't want to have a no guy blocking in the backfield when you've got an asterisk if you can help it. 3-3-5. It brings the run into play, like I mentioned, just through the fact that you can gain 5 yards. 7, maybe not, but 5 yards gainable against a lot of teams. And got a short pass to Robinson being double teamed. Defender extra short game. And once again, you've got a great call by Wayne, who's had an excellent defensive game so far. Akila Weatherspoon would have made the play, but it's always good to make the correct double team. He also got the 2 bump. Had there been a pass rush there. Jabril Peppers, 10 yards on the return. He's got an okay card returning. It's not good, but there are yards there, so it's closer to average than bad. Both teams cover the punt better. The Jets do well, and they have a really good punter. Wayne's got a punt block on 12 and doesn't cover the punt quite as well as Tom does, but the real worries are kickoff return coverage. Here's Williams. He's going to get the first down, gains 21 yards. That changes field position. At the 49, you had to feel they were thinking 4 down territory. Now you've definitely got a field goal, at least if you don't have a huge sack. So feel a little better about your offense. 15 minutes left in the second as the first quarter ends with Jets leading 7-0. You notice 5s at corners for both teams. Got a 4 strong safety for Tom, and Pettis gets strong, gains 16 yards. Nice little splash of long gains there, 4 chances. He's got a couple of drops, so he's a 4. They're not really drops, perhaps. Times you just don't get open. But as a rookie, 4 is not bad at all. Here's Williams, gains 7 yards, gets strong. Wayne's having a good little series to start the drive here. And now he's got the ball 2nd and 3 at the 5. See if we see a full house maybe. Not everybody does it, but most of us do. And we will. At the 5-yard line, 2nd and 3. See if Tom goes free safety blitz showing or not. You could say you have nothing to lose the long game, but you do actually. You give up the receiver completion straight out on 10. So you have something to lose. Tom's just going to not blitz. And we got Fournette in the game, along with Malcolm Brown. Fursker in at fullback / blocking back. Trey Burton is 6 over on the right side at tight end. At 2nd and 3 at the 5, Trey Burton will get a get strong call, and he completes one to the tight end. He's, like I say, Wentz has been struggling throwing to the tight end. He's had some get strong throws that he's just hit the 6 or the 4 on. He splits the difference, hits a 5 + 10 touchdown, kicking for the extra point, Mason Crosby, and he got it on a 12. I believe both kickers missed the 11 extra point. So Crosby kicks off to the goal line again. One of those we return against maybe this team, or we might not against somebody that's kickoff coverage of +16 on 7. And we get a 6 roll +27. A couple of extra yards there, but you see some of the juicier rolls on 8 and 12, especially on the coverage. So we got Andrews, Ertz, Jones, and Cup with McCaffrey. Rookie Andrews having a great second season as well. I believe Tom picked him up in the second round. I love tight ends myself. He's one of those guys I really wanted, had him rated pretty high, but I believe I took Davenport just a few picks before him. I'm happy with Marcus Davenport. Off right tackle, McCaffrey gets wrong. We get the roll of 5. So each coach has had that fun 5. It's fun if you guess wrong and you're the defensive coach anyway. 4-3. No blitz. We'll see some blitzing that looks like a little more than I expected from Wayne in this game. Again, he's got Vernon. He's got Myles Garrett that you want to get some shots in. But Myles Garrett going against a 5 is a threat, just calling pass if you're throwing short or long. He can beat a 5 quite often. 2nd and 10. We got to look into Ertz. No double team, 1 man in zone, incomplete. Second time, if I'm not mistaken, yes, that we've had 8 on Ertz's roll. Guess right. Ertz is maxed out flat. He's exactly who my tight end reminds me of, Eric Ebron. It's just Ebron's more likely to be a one-year guy than Ertz, but he had a very similar card this year, and I always kind of felt like he's kind of my 2018 Ebron or Zach Ertz. I believe we got a 3-3-5 against 3 wide receivers, a halfback, McCaffrey, shotgun. So we've got some blitz coming, double team on, I believe that's McCaffrey, short to Jones, short gain, beats the 5, Xavier Rhodes with a 6. And there was 4 men in the zone. Just got another spectator joining, good. And that's not on my broadcast. It's just a spectator joining on the game itself. Good to see people joining the games. I believe this is about the 6th time I've watched the Jets play, counting the one I played against them. And we got a -1 here. Mark Andrews, 4 blocker, does not make the roll 5 block. So we got a 2nd and 11. No shotgun. Standard formation. Wayne will be 4-3. Will he show blitz? He will. Brent Gore is a 3 pass blocking. Again, we saw Wayne call blitz earlier and instead overload the flat zone. So there's no guarantee he's blitzing here. It's just showing blitz at the moment. Got to look into Cup. We do have the blitz. Cup's got it. The short gain, 16 yards. Look, 6 of 13, 70 yards. No turnovers. Cooper Cup, 2 catches, 27 yards. See, Luck's got minimum fumble there with 1. Wentz is going to be higher. See if I can find it. Went snap, not since the reconnect. Core's still in. Rams 42, 1st and 10. Standard set otherwise. No blitz. Frank Gore off left tackle. Had a double team going on Julio. 5 yards. 2nd and 5 from the Rams 37. Most likely not going to see a punt at this point on this series of downs. We're inside a field goal range. It's just a matter of do you want or take a field goal 2 through 6, 11, and 12 if you're setting on like 4th and 1 or 2. Short to Julio Jones, double teamed, incomplete. Once again, Wayne makes a very nice call there. Game tied at 7, 9:36 left in the second quarter. Standard set, McCaffrey back in, 2nd and 10. Start wondering if Tom's thinking about going long here on 3rd and 5. Flats are definitely in play here, but these are situations you see double teams, you see linebackers moving up to help the flat zone, so always a possibility you're going to see a long pass in some of these situations as well. Flat right pass, Mark Andrews. There's a man in the zone. Completed 10 yards. Guessed wrong. No man in zone, excuse me. Andrew Luck 7 for 15, 80 yards. Neither quarterback's really jumping out with great games, even though they're both very good quarterbacks. Ball with the 27 of the Rams. Now you're in probably 2 through 9 field goal range, so looking at being able to get the lead back after the Jets if you don't lose 5 or 6 yards, or if the wind doesn't pop up as you're attempting the field goal. Well, at the 27, flat pass right, Julio Jones. There'll be no men in zone. Guess wrong. He gets 9 yards. Julio's now got 3 catches for 39 yards. Second one at the Rams 18. Blocking back set. A trade Madden in, who's not a pass blocking threat at a 0, but at least he gives you a pass blocker if the asterisk rate comes up. Probably in 4-down territory if you're Tom. Looking to Zach Ertz, man in zone, guess wrong, gain of 8. Luck's 9 for 17. He's been picking it up a bit on this drive. Well, now at the Rams 10. Standard set with McCaffrey, 4-3, no blitz. Interesting game so far. We're almost halfway through the second quarter. Look into Ertz. Pass called, 1 man in zone. Complete to Ertz, gains 6 yards. Thank goodness his receiver quit coming up, Tom's thinking. Full house, 4-3, second goal at the 4. 13-2 Rams against the 8-7 Jets. Linebacker Gordy's being keyed. He's going to score anyway. Dave DeCastro makes the block. He makes almost every block unless you're in a 3 wide receiver set. Janikowski coming on for the Rams. And the Seabass makes it 14-7 Jets. This derby guy likes to call him the fat kicker. Corey Coleman brings it out 27 yards to the 27. Once again, we had a kick to the goal line. Seems to be the theme of the day. Got Damian Williams with 6 carries. He's a first half kind of guy, meaning you can only use him unlimited in the first half anyway. You can use him in 3 or in full house sets. And third down later in the game, or second and 4 or less, but he will only be a first half guy for 1st and 10 situations, so not really concerned about that. He's got Eckler for the second half. Got no blitz, 6:36 remaining. Linebacker Williams, no men there, 1 linebacker behind. Gain of 1 yard with no blocking back end. Blocking back rating should come up a lot more than it does. That's why most of us go with a 2 tight end set. Got a 3-4, no blitz, going against the standard set with Damian Williams still in. Still a threat to run here. He has plenty of 5+ yards to get out of containment for third down. And he's not a terrible receiver at all. Short to Clay. Got some pass block or linebackers blitzing. Completion of 12 yards. The 9 with 3 men, of course, gives you the interception completion of 12 split. You're always happy to see the plus 12 instead of the interception. Now we've got Eckler in. Rams with the ball at their own 40. Eckler's got some big plays. Just take a quick look at his card. Some 22 there, 41, 32, some short gains. Passing, he can go deep. Great yardage flat. Excellent catch ability short, so very McCaffrey-like. Doesn't have as many carries. Wentz struggling still, 7 for 14, 71 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but he has gotten better as the game has gone on. No blitz here. And Pettis picks up 9. Looks like we had a white dice 6 on a flat pass. There's the snap fumble. Wentz has got 7. So over the course of a season, you're going to have roughly 7 snap fumbles, maybe 3.5 lost. Both have pretty low interceptions, so you're not really having to coach around interceptions even long. Short to Burton, working on that 4. Defense calls run, 10-yard completion. Wentz was struggling with that roll earlier in the game, hitting the 4 and 6. Now he's hitting the 5 on a couple of rolls. And we got the ball at the Jets, 41, nearing field goal range, 4:12 remaining in the half. Williams in at halfback. I believe he's got 6 carries pre-fatigue. Flat pass to Damian Williams. Defense calls run. Incomplete. Check the interception as the ball was tipped at the line, but was not able to have any defenders in the neighborhood to pick that one off. Fournette comes in. He's been in the goal line package, but first time I believe we've seen him in the normal set. Fournette's not as good as last year. He's got a very solid receiving card. And he's also got a decent running card. I like the fact that he's got the short gain there. He's got a couple of 6 and 7s. He's got some big plays, line buck. So he's definitely a workable back. Not somebody just being thrown in there. He's not a pass blocker, but don't have any asterisks to worry about unless you get a show blitz from the Jets. Jets have brought in a 0 over here, Eli Harold. Will be working against a 5. Bring up a 0. He's in because he's an 8 pass rusher. And it's off tackle right. Fournette being keyed. -2 loss. Excellent call by Tom there. 3 wide receiver set. Going from the shotgun with Eckler. Tom will probably go 3-3-5 and not show blitz. Might go dime here, but I expect he'll go 3-3-5, yes. Functionist working against a 4 here. Burton's working against a 4, and Eckler's working against a 4. There's no blitz being shown. Might see some double teams. Longed again, incomplete. 4th and 12, we'll be seeing a Rams punt. See a lot more of Eckler in the second half. See if the Rams got close to that block. See if the Rams offense picks up a little bit. 242 to work with for Andrew Luck. See what Tom wants to do here. Standard set with Gore. Multiple reasons to use your backup. You might say, why not McCaffrey here? Not everybody's looking for Gore to run the ball quite as much, for one. Save some carries. Don't have an injury here with less 242 if you want to use Gore. This isn't a bad situation to get him in. Second 11. Got McCaffrey in. Ball at the Jets 18. 4-3, no blitz. Haven't heard anything from Myles Garrett yet. Double team on Ertz. Long to Julio Jones. Nobody deep. 7-yard dump off from McCaffrey. We'll see what we had here. Sean Robinson only a 1. Going against Castro a 7. Random 95. Long way from a sack. Would have been a long distance call for Robinson just to get hold of luck on that play. And we're at 3rd and 4, so we've got standard defense, standard offense. We have a blocking back set with Trey Madden in now. Double team, end run gets wrong for McCaffrey. 3 yards, 4th and 1 at the Jets 28. You're up 7. I don't think you go for it here, but it's a go for it down for a lot of coaches in the league. Looking right at you, Dennis. And we've got a punt. 49-yarder. Excellent punter. And solid coverage, too. It's not like he was out kicking his coverage. Got Matt Turk level return there for a punter. +3, +5, +4. I think the punter has a little bit to do with it, but I believe your coverage as a whole, your special teams coach, has a lot to do with it as well. In NFL, we actually draft coverage units. You have to take the offense and defensive units for the same team. Okay, we've got a 3 wide receiver set, 122 to go, down 7. The Rams are looking possibly to try to pick up some points here. 3-3-5 set, no blitz. Shotgun. Wentz is not pistol rated, so Eckler can run line bucks. Flat pass right, Trey Burton, 2 men in that zone. Incomplete. Good job by Tom. And again, you see why the SOMIFA average points per game is 21.7. We got good offensive players, great defensive coaches. We got 21 points on the game. So here we go. 2nd and 10. 3-3-5, 3 wide receiver shotgun. Eckler in at halfback. Short to Funchess, 4 men in the zone, and we got a sack. Melvin Ingram, a 9, I believe, normally, is a 7 with 3-man front and the shotgun. So going against a 4, Greg Robinson, he had a shot. Gave him a 1 through 40. He got a 32. We had no additional linebackers, so Melvin Ingram got a sack. In your face, Tim, I was not mentioned as far as a pass rush matchup today. Okay, we got 3rd and 14. Eckler in, flat pass left to Eckler. Man in zone, -3. Defense is taking their 2nd timeout, conserving some time with the fact they have both down and distance working for them on the last 2 plays and field position. Nice punt, 57 yards, unfielded. Bounce 10 yards, 67 net. Punter's going to want to renegotiate after that one. Flip the field. You expect maybe 37, 40-yard net, something like that. Maybe 45, 57-yard punt, 10-yard bounce. So 67 net. You might have lost 25, 30 yards there. Instead of starting with the ball up near the 40, maybe even, close to midfield. Here you are back at your 14. And you're wishing Los Angeles didn't have 3 timeouts remaining. Got McCaffrey in. Might be a situation where you see if you can hit McCaffrey's big runs. Linebacker McCaffrey. He picks up 12. Nice block there from Rodney Hudson. It's not a bad situation because you kind of force the Rams into using timeouts, maybe on your own drive. Andrew Luck actually spikes the ball here. Personally, I'm not sure I'd spike it, but each coach has their own way of managing the clock here. The reason I don't like it is Now you're at second down. You probably aren't going to go for it at your own 26. So you've kind of put yourself in 2-down situation here. And run, he's going to get 4 yards. He'll go out of bounds. Not 3rd and 6. Not necessarily a passing situation, but you're probably looking at a passing situation here. 3-3-5. Got a standard set, 2 tight ends. Got good flat receivers on this team, so flat pass is definitely a chance of picking up 6 yards, even if you get a receiver roll. Look, obviously is good. Andrews being double teamed. Linebacker McCafferty, he gains 3. We'll see a timeout by Wayne. 22 seconds left. The Rams still have a couple of timeouts. They'll hope to get a blocker or a nice return, but you still have a chance of having something happen. You'll hope to have a better punt exchange than Tom did there. Jabril Peppers, returning from it, looks like it's 19. They're not going to risk a fumble there. Punt is unfielded. Ball to 13. Probably going to see it downing there, but I don't know that Wayne's going to risk it with 15 seconds left. Might have been different if you had got the ball up in the 30-yard line area where you're maybe 40 yards from 35 yards from a field goal attempt, but way too far away now to make it a reasonable 1 or 2 play situation that you're going to gain that many yards. And so it's 14-7 Jets, keeping their playoff hopes alive so far. 15 minutes left in the third quarter as we're about to roll. It looks like Wayne's saying ready. See if Tom is ready to roll. Once again, we'll see Eckler in. Damian Williams, first half kind of guy. Still got a couple of carries left. So if you have an injury, we've got backup Fournette as well. McCaffrey and Gore, but still have plenty of carries remaining. Okay, we're ready to roll here. Deep kickoff. This looks like 8 yards deep, maybe too far back. Yes, it is. We will take a knee, and it's Andrew Luck and the Jets coming out up 14-7. Trying to stretch this to a 2+ possession game. Be nice to go up 14, but you would take a 10-7 or 10-point lead if you're the Jets coming out here. Start at your own 25. Plenty of carries remaining. We've got Gore in the game. Linebacker gets wrong. Man in zone. So the defensive card will be overloaded. And that's what we get. It's a 2-yard gain. Billy Turner couldn't make the play. As I've been paying enough attention to David DeCastro's run blocking technique. 2nd and 8. Gore still in the game. Again, Luck's not a end run kind of quarterback, but Frank Gore's definitely still a run threat here. Don't have those 0 tight end on the right side. And you don't have those really big blocking guys here. You've got DeCastro left guard. Oh, we've got a big play, an interception. And Andrew Luck throws a pick. Carson Wentz had one earlier. That one picked off by Myles Garrett as the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Garrett found the ball in his chest, made the play. And a 3-yard pick picked up, got up and tried to run, but they ruled him down, so there'll be no gain on the play. 1st and 10, ball to Jets 30. Just the way the Rams wanted to start out the half. 14:06 remaining, third quarter. Down 7, Fournette in at half, or at running back. Burton started to get hot. Wentz to Burton later in the first half. That connection was struggling earlier in the game. Don't know much what Ginn has done. Pettis has had a couple of catches, I believe. It's one of those Andrew Luck getting an interception on 2 through 4 on his card. Some of your lowest interception quarterbacks have half that chance. It's only 2 through 3. And we may have yes, we do. Carson Wentz mentioned that snap fumble earlier being 7, and it comes up 7. So 1 through 6 would not have fumbled there, and we have a change of possession. Jets take right back. Oh, no. Let's see. Does Wentz, did they recover it? It's hard to say. Looks like the Rams still have the ball. The Rams still have the ball, 2nd and 11. But once again, the snap fumble does cost you a play, even when it doesn't cost you a turnover. Now you're at 2nd and 11 at your opponent's 31, so long pass again, incomplete. Wentz just a hair off. He hits the 9, roll of 8. Very, very close. Guess wrong. Not quite. Couldn't hit it either. 10-21, 87 yards, touchdown, and an interception for Carson Wentz. And we got a 3rd and 11. Well, the Jets 31. Wayne would like to get the game-tying score, but he doesn't want to get sacked out of field goal range. Again, really not a good pass rush matchup for Tom. But if you throw the free safety blitz on, you can change that. You can always find a pass rush just about. And he's got a defensive end over here. He's got Reeder starting a 5-2, but he's got a 0-8 or 0-9 that he sometimes brings in. We'll see. And I'm sure Dan Morin's already tuned out with the fact that there's not a lot of great pass rushing matchups in this game. Tom has no zeros in the second or in the linebacking core versus the pass. And SOMIFA, that's became a very expensive commodity to have. West Coast offense, obviously prevalent in just about any league. SOMIFA is definitely no exception to that. So teams don't want to have too many zeros there. We've got a 3-3-5 against a 3 wide receiver set, running the shotgun with Eckler. Eckler's a 2 pass blocker, just looking for, we're going short to Functionist and complete. So we got 4th and 11, Mason Crosby on to kick, well within his range. And he's going to hit it 2 through 8. We had a modified by -1. Had it been modified by +2, he might have missed that kick. I don't remember what the roll was now. Made it on a 6, I think. No, he makes a 6. No, he made it on a 4. So, yeah, he would have made that on the long shot, too. So, we got a 1st and 10, 14-10 game after the touchback off the foot of Mason Crosby. McCaffrey's got plenty of carries left, still 14 with about 27.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Flat pass to Cup, got a man in zone. It's going to be guessed wrong. 10-yard gain. Andrew Luck's 12 for 22, 120 yards as he shakes off the interception. 3 catches, 37 yards for Cooper Kupp. He's one of those guys I thought I might steal in the draft a couple of years ago. I was like, yeah, I might like, nobody's going to look at him higher than late 2nd. I might, or early 3rd. I might trade up and pick him up if he's still there. Of course, he goes early 2nd. It's turned into a very good wide receiver. One of 38 Tom has. We got a nice double team there. Mark Andrews was the target rookie wide receiver, but was being double teamed correctly by the free safety of Wayne. LaMarcus Joyner. 2nd and 10, no blitz, 4-3. Gore's in at halfback on the down. Got a short to Andrews again. This time it's incomplete as the defender Olivier Vernon, 4 on the outside linebacker slot, makes the play. The right linebacker there can also deliver you a nice pass rush of 10, 4-5-10. 3rd and 10, 3-3-5, McCaffrey in, shotgun, 3-3-5 blitz by Wayne. Down by 4. He's going to try to put some pressure on Andrew Luck, perhaps. Always tempted to throw deep to McCaffrey, hope to get the blitz or the 4 rating. Long to Julio, got some blitz coming, incomplete. Oh, it was a nice setup. Had you got the pass blocking you wanted, which they did, it was a 53. You got Myles Garrett coming. It's who you want. If you're Wayne, you don't want that random of 93. So in the end, you got a long pass, no man in zone against 5. Got Julio Jones maxed out long. So you got what you wanted if you're Tom. Big long game for Luck there. Just didn't complete it on that play. But if you're Wayne, you also got what you wanted. You had a low percentage play as a whole, even though it could have paid off big time. And you got to 4th down. And now you've got the ball back down 4, 10 minutes, 48 seconds to go. At your own 16, we got Fournette in it running back, saving some carries for Eckler. Not that Fournette's not good. It's just Eckler's got a great card. Once again, Tom's got 5s at the corners for it. Strong safety. Got a 4 on Clay. Gain of 2 yards. Greg Robinson could not make the block. One of those guys, 4-4 this year. It's not lived up to his draft potential from the NFL. Outside of the wide receivers, Tom has 4s. You wonder if at some point he's going to start looking at Trey Burton again here. Long again, guessed wrong. Here's a big chance. Guarded by a 5, makes the play, or doesn't make the play actually. Roll of 6, so he makes the catch for 27 yards. Again's first catch of the day, 27 yards. Wentz 11 for 23, 114. Big throw there. Now the Rams have some field position at their own 45, down by 4. Plenty of time left in the third, 9:36. Flat pass to Fournette will be guessed wrong with a man in the zone. Linebacker 6-0, 10-yard pickup. Another first down, ball to Jets 45. Now you get close to 4-down territory. Down by 4. Plenty of time left, so teams will take field goals, even though it's not going to get them tied. Still plenty of time left to take 3 if that ends up being what this drive turns out to be. If you're Wayne, you want to get points. You start at your own 16, so you're in a good situation here. Off tackle right Fournette, he gains 6 yards. Containment breaking gain on first down. Opens up the playbook a little bit more. 2nd and 4. Tom's not a blitzer. Some teams will show it as we get inside the 40-yard line, though. 3-4 no blitz. Fournette in at halfback. 3 carries for 6 yards for Fournette. All of them on that play. Short to Clay, keying Fournette. 3 men in the zone. He makes a big play, 21 yards. He fumbles. The Rams hang on. No, the Jets pick it up. Big play. Biggest play for Charles Clay, 21 yards. You get your big play. You're down at the 18. He fumbles. No advancement on the wide receiver fumble. And the Jets will take over. 14-10 lead at their own 18. Both teams have a interception. It'll be the first lost fumble, unfortunately for the Rams. They were in scoring range. It's a 6-yard gain for McCaffrey to start this drive. Second and 4 at the 24, 7.5 minutes left in the third. Second and 4, McCafferty still in at running back. He's got 9 carries, 38 yards. Good coaching downs. McCafferty gets guessed right off tackle. Hits the zone with no linebackers there. Got 1 yard. As the offensive right tackle, Juwan James, could not make the play. He's a 5, but you needed to be a 6. Good offensive tackle, just could not make the play on that one. And now we've got a 4-3 with the blocking back set. Andrews goes to the bench. Trey Madden comes in. No blitz, 4-3. Robinson in for Cup. Left tackle, McCafferty. He gains 2 as Ashawn Robinson makes the play. He's a 5, makes the play on a roll of 4. It's a 4th and 1. Dennis shakes his head, but the Jets will punt. It's not like these teams won't go for it on 4th down. They will. But 4th and 1 at your own 27, there's a lot of coaches will punt. And Dennis will punt too. It's a situational thing. I've seen him punt plenty of times on 4th and 1. He coaches to the game. Here we go. Trey Quinn, 5 yards on the punt return, a 51-yard punt. We got off tackle left, Fournette, guessed right, 11-yard pickup. Box reading, linebacker intact, so he doesn't get the extra 10. Ball up to the 38. Rams down by 4. Had a good drive going, but they had a fumble off Charles Clay's catch on the last drive. No blitz, 1st and 10. Rams trying to get back down in scoring position. Looking gets strong to Fournette. 1 man, 14-yard pickup. As I mentioned, Fournette's got nice yardage. Flat. It's probably around 300 per 36 rolls. 300 total yards, maybe 330, but in that range. 1st and 10, ball at the Jets, 48. Setting up passes, perhaps. He's been running well. Off tackle right, Fournette. A little help in the linebacker zone. Deion Jones jumps up, but he could not make the play there. Needed to be a 6. He's a 5. So we got a 2nd and 6. Nice pickup of 4 for Fournette. 5 carries, 21 yards. Fournette stays in the game. It's been the main go-to back here in the second half. Damian Williams played a lot in the first half. Eckler's still available. 2nd and 6. Rams have been running effectively. Is he setting up a pass? Wentz goes off tackle, or Fournette guessed wrong again. Oh, lost a yard. You don't want to see that if you're the offensive coach. You've got the play guessed wrong. 2nd and 6. Just need 2 to get out containment. Instead, roll the defensive card, lose a yard. Nice play by the linebacker, Bernardrick McKinney. High pick of Tom's, who I thought might have been overdrafted a little bit. He was not. One of those guys I think went around 20, 23, 24, something late first. I had him more of a early part of the second, but more in the 33 range at the time he came out. He actually ended up being better than I thought, much like Blake Martinez, who I thought drafted maybe half a round to a round higher than I would have had him, but he's actually played really well. Both those played a role in me picking up Raekwon McMillan, who's a 0.5 as a rookie. Looks like he'll be the same rating again. But guys that can play against the run can develop, and they have their role in a 3-4. I mean, the run rating is going to come up a lot. So we've got a 3rd and 7, 3-3-5, going against the standard set with Damian Williams back in. First half back, but you can play on 3rd down regardless. In run left, Williams. Tom's got no containment over here. He's got a 0 contained guy, so containment was possible, but he didn't contain the guy at that point. Need to roll, I believe, 1 or 3, but you have to be a 4 or 5 or a 6 to make a containment on a roll of 2. So we gained 6, and now we've got a 4th and 1, almost for sure going to go for it with the standard set. Damian Williams in 3-4, no blitz. Big play in the game, down 4. The Rams at the Jets 39, 4th and 1. I'd like to ask Tony Romo what's coming up here, but he's not available. He really wasn't happy about me picking up Prescott and starting him over him, but that's another story. Short Trey Burton guessed right. And we got a sack. We've got a sack fumble. Rams pick it up. They're going to try to pick up the first down and do. Was that a guard that picked it up? It's Carson Wentz. Dang, I always like it when a guard or center pick up the ball. Carson Wentz, second fumble of the game. He had a snap fumble earlier. Tom with a naughty word. Hopefully NFL Ed's not listening. I don't think naughty words are his cup of tea. Actually, tea is not Ed's cup of tea, but that's a story for another broadcast. Tom, of course, being facetious there, but when the ball's on the ground, you want your guys to come up with it, not the other guys, and you don't want to see them rush off and gain 8 yards and pick up a first down. Tom, I understand, pulled that out of my butt. I'd rather you've completed the pass the first time and then fumble, but he didn't mention that. Here we go, standard set. Fournette staying in the game. He's been an effective back. It's not like he's popped anything yet, but he's had some nice, solid carries. Help set up first down plays. You got a short pass to Pettis, guessed wrong. There's the 4 Wentz hit earlier short. See, he's got, 10 completions, 11, 8, 19 short. It's good, but, you got guys probably like Breeze around 24. I think it's Mahomes like 27. So it's not dazzling. I mean, that was kind of what I was hoping Romo would eventually become when he was more of a 14, 18 guy. But now we're up. Guys have an extra 2 or 3 in their short column than they had 5 years ago. So you're looking for guys to hit more like, 22 short, 23, 24 for the better ones. Wentz is one of the top quarterbacks, but the reason he's not number 1 overall in the set, things like that, is 7 snap fumble. 11-yard pickup for Fournette, his biggest of the game, I believe. He's had a couple of those 8 rolls, so he's up to 7 carries, 31 yards, 4.4. You think, well, it's 4.4 play, but you're also keeping your second and third down set up when you're gaining 3 or 4 yards. So running definitely helps your overall play calling ability when you're not setting in 3rd and 12 all the time. Ball with the Jets, 24. So Wayne once again in short pass to Clay, holds on to the ball on that one. You remember the 2 earlier he hit, and he fumbled. But that one on the 11, he hangs onto the ball. We got a first down, the Jets 13. Big drive, 4 downs for Wayne. Perhaps, I would assume he'll kick a field goal if it's 3rd or 4th and a long, but 4 downs perhaps. Fournette standard set, no blitz. Short yardage defense get used a little bit more when you're in these down and distances between the 10 and the 19. Offensive coordinators know that. We got an off tackle to Fournette. Picks up a few yards. Bernard McKinney injured in the game. He's going to miss the rest of this outing. Crowd gives him a nice ovation even here in Los Angeles. 2nd and 5 at the Jets 8. Zero, zero, zero. Bryce Hager comes in to replace him. And we've got Fournette still in a 1 running back set. Thought he might go full house here on 2nd and 5. You got Malcolm Brown in it, running back, actually. Fournette up to 8 carries, 36 yards. Fournette's not a guy that puts the ball on the ground. Short again, double team on Burton. It's a touchdown. And Melvin Ingram, strong right end for the Jets, goes out. So on the drive, the Jets use a couple of defensive starters in their front seven. The Rams take the lead. Mason Crosby on for the extra point. It's up and it's good, 17-14 Rams as we near the end of the third quarter here. Crosby's kickoff 1 yard deep. Returned 36 yards, or to the 1 yard line, returned 36 yards out to the 37. Once again, we're seeing some nice kickoff returns in this game. Down 17-14, the Jets, 1 quarter remaining in the game. No desperation, but the Jets definitely feel like they need to get on the board. You don't want to have to punt here. You're only 63 yards away from the end zone. Long to Andrews, big-time blitz, dump off 4 yards. Who had the pass block? Bailey Turner, a 5, handled Onyemata, David Onyemata, get set, go. With 3 linebackers coming, so you had a pass block shot of 6, or pass sack chance of 61. It was a roll of 67. If you just had one more linebacker coming, you don't have any more linebackers. He had sent everybody, so he did everything he could, just couldn't quite get there on that one. And we've got Andrew Luck, 2nd and 6 now after the 4 yard dump off pass. 4 catches for 41 for Cooper Kupp. Luck 13 for 26, 124 with a pick. You know, Tom would like to see Luck come back with a nice fourth quarter here. His last regulation game in SOMIFA for this near future. 3 yard pickup, Cooper Kupp. A double team, but it wasn't on Kupp. And we're at 3rd and 3. Big down in this game. Jets at their 44, down by 3. Got the blocking back set with Madden. 4-3. Long to Julio Jones. Pass called, 1 man in zone, 6 yard dump off for McCaffrey. Here we have Trey Madden as a 0 pass blocker there. Going against Myles Garrett, who was a 71 after pass rush check. It was a roll of 72. Just couldn't quite get there. There was 1 additional linebacker coming. 4-3, 3-3-5. Big first down for the Jets. They're at midfield. Off tackle left, McCaffrey gets right. -1. Would have been a gain of 4 yards. 2nd and 11. Once again, you're seeing great defenses called despite the offensive talent. 17-14 game, 12:36 left in this one. Frank Gore's in. He's got 13 carries left. Haven't seen as much from Mark Andrews as I thought we might. He's going against a 4 who likes to rush the passer, so I thought we might see a bit. Of course, Wayne knows that and has spent a few double teams to make sure that doesn't happen so much. And also Zach Ertz, huge receiving tight end. Thought we might see a little bit more of those guys. Short to Robinson, incomplete. He's working on a 5. 15 for 29. Robinson's still without a catch. Of course, Cooper Kupp relieves him from time to time, but he has had some targets. 3rd and 11, ball at their own 49. Jets come in with McCaffrey, 3 wide receiver set, out of the shotgun. 3-3-5 blitz. Is this a chance for the big play the Jets would like to get back in this game? Or is this a chance for Myles Garrett to find Andrew Luck in the backfield? Got a big time blitz coming, and he fights off the blitz. Short pass to Ertz, but it's incomplete. Incomplete, guess wrong. Tough. 3rd down and 11. Now we're at 4th and 11. Johnson, excellent punter, comes into the game. He hangs them high like Clint Eastwood. Very little return chance here. I have seen Tom go for it on 4th down from around midfield on a fake punt, but I doubt we'll see one. It's been a few years. Jabril Peppers will probably return it from the 10 or 11. You don't want it to bounce down inside your 5. So even if you don't like your returner, you definitely want to keep it from getting down in deep territory. And we've got a 17-14 Rams lead, 11:42 remaining in the game. Carson Wentz comes on, Fournette in. Wonder if Eckler might have missed a team meeting or something this week. Seeing a little less of him than I expected. Wayne's like, you don't know anything about my team, Tim. 1st and 10, ball at their own 10. Fournette's had some nice carries, averaged about 4.5 yards per shot. He has several carries remaining, 7. Short to Pettis, guessed right, 13 yards for Wentz. It's not like he's played poorly. He's got 17 for 30, 191, a couple of touchdowns, interception. But I guess you remember the guess wrong short passes more than you do the nice completions. So he really hasn't been all that bad. Slightly below 60%. Or 67%, probably about 63 or 4. Got nice matchups again at corner for both teams with 5s, 4s everywhere else in matchups for the Jets going against the Rams here. 3-4, Fournette at halfback. He's been running the ball a lot on 1st down, so you know he feels like he's probably got some better than average chances of getting some run calls on 1st down. Short to Fournette there is guessed right. Nice call by Tom. Once again, Wentz hits the 4, 3rd time I believe he said it on the short pass today, if not 4th. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Eckler in now. No blitz showing. Going long again. Nobody in the zone. Receiver reading incomplete. Ted Ginn could not make the catch. He's a 4 out of 6 possible on long pass. So he's not bad out there. But that was not his role. And now we're at a 3rd and 10. Leading by 3. Rams go to the 3 wide receiver set, shotgun. Lots of time remaining, 10.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Like I say, not a free safety blitz kind of game for Tom in many ways, but you do find situations to use it. He's got his Eli Harold 08 in. Does have a nice 6 here. If you've got some blitzers going, you can beat that 7 there against, as long as you're free safety blitzing. Beating a 7 is not as tough on defense when you're going for the sack. We'll see what he does here. Kind of think if you get that sack fumble from Wentz, create your own turnover, change your own luck here. Big play situation. If they go long, who knows what's going to happen. Short pass to Pettis. Looks like we do have a blitz. Complete, 13 yards. So we did have the safety blitz. You had McDougald. That's the free safety come up. Eckler, only a 2, but it made the difference. 48, random 58. Had he been a 0, drives over. 18 for 33, 204 for Wentz. 1 interception. 33 passes, 9:54 left. So Wayne has been relying on Wentz to help move the offense. Oh, big time roll there on the split. You got a 2 through 5 interception, always scary. He misses it. It's pretty low interception chance, though. It's one of the reasons Wentz is one of the better, maybe not the top, but he's one of the better quarterbacks. 2nd and 10, we got no blitz. Eckler in at halfback here. Very dangerous receiver out of the backfield, Eckler. Guess right flat. Can go deep. Eckler's definitely a threat to run on 2nd and 10. No blitz. Rams ball at their own 36, 2nd and 10. Off tackle Eckler. He's looking run. No extra guys in the zone. Wasn't running the draw, so the linebackers did an autofill. So he gains 2 yards. And you ran a draw there. You're at -2. 3rd and 12, not as good as 3rd and 8. And Eckler's still got 13 carries left. Shotgun Eckler in at halfback. Tom will go 3-3-5 and this down almost certainly. He's going 3-4. Don't know if he's worried about the Eckler run. Got a double team on Clay possible over here. Got a couple of different guys with 0 containment ability there. Moves the guy over, moves the free safety up. No men in zone. Long pass. This time Ted Ginn hauls it in. 31 yards. Nice touch on the play from Wentz. It's got 7 chances of a long game completion, guessed right. And he found one of them there. 19 for 35, up to 235 yards. And ball at the Jets 31, already up 6. 8:24 remaining in the quarter. Regulation. Fournette's back in. Touchdown here might put the Jets into a little bit of a hurry up, depending on how much time was put off the clock. If they were to grind it down to 4 minutes or so, might make it a little tough for the Jets to run their normal offense. No blitz, 3-4. Ball to 31. Solid field goal range of Crosby. I think he's like 2 through 8 here, so not as good as you'd be probably if you got another 10 yards. Short to Clay, guessed right, 3 minute zone. Incomplete. Had a dump off there. Max Unger, the center, I believe it is. Yeah. 7 going against Kenny Clark. Blocking a pass rush of 5, which is solid for a nose tackle. Still, you get 0 chance there. Roll of 56. You weren't going to beat that 7 on any roll, regardless of how many blitzers you had. Short to Eckler, called run. Have to worry about Eckler. Guess wrong in that situation also, based on the field position. Guess wrong. Wentz hits it for 10 yards. Struggle with that 4, but 10 is a solid, or 5 is a solid plus 10 across the board for him. Eckler in. Ball to 21, 1st and 10, 7.5 minutes remaining in the regulation of the huge game for the Jets. They come in at 8 and 7, will be eliminated with a loss, almost for sure with a tie as well. No blitz, 3-4. Might see some more runs to the left now with the Bernard McKinney injury. You've got Bryce Hager still learning how to play middle linebacker there. Run call short to Burton, double teaming with that bad linebacker. Incomplete. No, he wasn't double teaming. Excuse me, guess wrong. So he must have been helping out in another zone. A lot of hits there. Got a 5 for Burton as a receiver. Roll 7 there. Anybody will miss that one. Off tackle left tackler gets wrong. Picks up 6. Now we're at 3rd and 4. Jets 15, 6:36 remaining. Solid field goal range for Crosby. Let's take a quick look at the man. 2 through 10 at the 22, 2 through 8 at the 23. But up by 6, kind of force teams into a beat you mode and going for the touchdown. We're probably not going to play for 2 field goals in the tie as often, so you'd really like to hit the touchdown if you're the Rams here. 3rd and 4, Damian Williams back into the game. Played a lot in the first half. Funchess probably a better short receiver than the starter. End run left Williams, no containment possible. 3rd and 4, guess wrong. 5-yard pickup, big play. Now we're at 6 minutes remaining in the game. Rams first down at the Jets 10, up by 3. Damian Williams, like a lot of backs this year, doesn't have a ton of short gains, total of 10 chances, or actually 9 of short gain, but you got a plus 21, plus 25. So you got 13 chances. A lot of guys this year, 9 chances, 8 chances. So he's got more than average of those. And then you got all the plus 5s and 6s in juicy parts of the column. Nice running back, 5.1 a carry, I believe, for the Chiefs that year. No blitz. Fournette in, standard set, 2 tight end. See if Fournette gets a pound. He does. Off tackle right, gets wrong. Gains 6. We're inside the 5. Might see a full house set now. 2nd goal from the 4 of the Jets. 5:24 remaining. Again, a lot of SOMIFA coaches go full house inside the 5. Early down, we do see it. 42 yards on 9 carries for Fournette. I have to say a lot of them have been nice first down helping kind of for plays. 3-4 no blitz going against this full house. Funchess is in. He's probably a 5 short pass guy, and I'm guessing the starter's a 4. I do that on my own team. Sammy Watkins sits in some of the short pass situations where D.D. Westbrook will come in. Off tackle left, Fournette. King, Malcolm Brown. Fournette has a good chance of scoring if it's off his card. He only gets 2, though. Probably 21, 22 out of 36 chance of scoring once it gets off his card there, but that was one of the 14 he did not. But he does pick up 2, and we're 3rd and goal at the 2. It's a tough decision if you don't get anything, or if you get 1. You do want to get it up more than 3 points, but you can win the game almost for sure if you punch it in. So full house set, 3-4, no blitz being shown. Does he go short? Or does he just try to pound the ball and see what happens on 3rd with a running play? No big chance of turnovers, set up a field goal or a 4th down. He is going short, guess wrong. Going to Fursker. It's going to be incomplete off the defensive cards. 4th and goal from the 2. I expect a field goal try. With 4.5 left, you're kind of forcing your opponent into 4-down territory. But another way, you don't want to leave a field goal to tie kind of situation when you're this far down, but you can win it. Going for the win, Wayne calls for the full house, 3-4, no blitz. Big down to say the least. Went to Fursker on a short pass the last time, the blocking back. End run right, Brown. He's into the end zone. Defense did not have a guy over there. He did not make the block. And linebacker would not have made a play on a roll of 6. Nothing Tom could do. Wayne makes a big gutsy call and goes up by 9 instead of by 6. Big play at this point in the game. He's going to try the extra point to make it a 10-point game. Mason Crosby nails it. It's 24-14, 4:12 left. So while McCafferty's not off the board to run the ball because he can pick up nice short gains, has some big plays. The clock eating part has to come into play. And as a coach, you have to think, I need to run plays that aren't taking 36 seconds each. So you might see the playbook close just a little bit more than you normally would have. Definitely don't have to give up on the run. It just, like I say, it's a little more expensive. 3-3-5 with McCaffrey. If you're Tom, if you get into the field goal range of Janikowski, which is at 39, you will think about a quick field goal, but you mostly want to score a touchdown. We do go to McCaffrey and run. He's kept in bounds. That hurts. So we take 36 seconds off the clock, unfortunately, from Tom's point of view. But you see plenty of nice plays there. You're running a 3-3-5, against a 3-3-5. Obviously, a draw play and off-tackle plays are nice because you can pick up the box, but you have no chance of getting out of bounds. He went for the out of bounds, didn't get it, didn't get the roll for the nice gain off his card either. As Tom says, this guy's been such a disappointing season for me. I've watched several games of the Jets. I can honestly say he has not rolled all that well. McCaffrey hits the short gain occasionally. He hit a couple of long gains once before I joined the game, but it's just, sometimes it happens this year. Tom, if he ends up losing this game and goes 8-8, feels probably like he had a 10-6, 11-5 type team. Sometimes you just go -2 or -3 in the random distribution of wins and losses. I've had teams win 2 or 3 more than I expected. This year, I think I won at least 1 more than I would have expected, maybe 2. Team played a little better, and I think they were a little better team than I thought they were going in, my team, but we still had solid luck in the right spots, important games that I think we were probably +1 or +2. Last year, I felt like we were -2. We went 4-12. I felt like it's more like a 6-10 team, but we just had a lot of Prescott snap fumbles. We had 2 interceptions on the year. Just didn't feel like we rolled very well, and random distribution for the team was minus a couple 3 wins. So anyway, looking at some of the chatter here, that was a brutal roll. It's been like that all year for him, except one game. We get some garbage time when I need for him to do something else. He almost never does. Frustrating for sure, Wayne says. We have all been there. It's really frustrating, a game like this where you're looking for a big game from a guy. It's like salvage the season, just go 25 for 151 once or twice, the second time, but he's not doing it today. 13 for 39. Lots of them guess wrong. So he's at 2nd and 11, 3-3-5, working against the 3 wide receiver set out of the shotgun. You wait for running backs to have those great cards, and they don't always work out to be good. Ask me about some of my shady cards where you'd be 4.9, 5.2 a carry, and he's the 30th best running back card in the set, or he doesn't roll well. McCaffrey's got a good card. He's just not rolling well. But I had some of those years with Portis as well. Portis tended to be carded better. I think that's due maybe to he was on some teams that didn't have a great passing game going, but Portis, I used to think, had some great cards. McCoy was carded well, guessed right, but always felt like he was kind of missing a short gain on 7, guessed wrong on most of his cards when he was averaging close to 5 yards a carry, especially the year with Michael Vick. I mean, Vick had a good year passing the ball that year, but McCoy was one of the reasons because he and Vick were both good running threats, you'd think, in strat carding terms, but McCoy didn't get a good year that year. Anyway, that's another story. And as Tom said, he went 6 straight games without scoring 20 points. I did see some of those games. And, like I say, there's great coaches in this league. But, again, Tom hadn't rolled all that well. And just sometimes happens. It's unfortunate when it does. I think you'd look at Wayne's team and Tom's team and see they're fairly close in talent. And Wayne is a great coach. Tom is a great coach as well. One team won 14, one won 8. 5 yards from McCaffrey, again, kept in bounds. Will be 4th and 1. Jets have thrown 34. Have to go for it here. want to run a hurry up offense, but I don't know if you want to get out of the one running back set also, get into something where you're not automatically guess right. You don't even be able to run a hurry up at 242. Just the extra timeout options come in, I think. Containment made a difference there with Vernon making the play. Would have been a 5-yard gain, held to 4. He gets out of the one running back set, or excuse me, he gets out of the 3 wide receiver set, so we're not looking at single back guess right. Probably the last chance for Tom is to make something on 4th and 1 here. Never guaranteed. You got a snap fumble of 7 with Wentz, but you really feel like this is probably the game if Tom doesn't make it here. First down, Tom goes for 8 yards, guess wrong, to Allen Robinson. And we have an injury again. Left linebacker Nick Virgil will be out for the remainder of this game. Jordan Jenkins is 0-9, comes in to take his place. Still got Vernon over on this side who can rush the passer. Got this Myles Garrett fella. Sack is going to make it tough. Kind of forces you to spend a lot of down distance and time just getting a first down if you get sacked. So definitely don't want to get sacked in this situation if you're Tom. You're about 11 yards from the 39. Second 2 minutes to go in this game, down 10. Janikowski's roughly 2 through 6 from 39. So if you don't get any wind working against you, as long as you get to like the 36, 35, quick field goal won't be out of the question here. All 3 timeouts remaining for both teams. 3-3-5. Shotgun, 3 wide receivers. McCaffrey in. Second and 2. I think Dennis and I talked about this at the end of the last broadcast. I really like running the 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver set here still. Incomplete, long pass against 2 men. You got Andrews, who I really like a lot. I mean, I don't feel like I'm getting a huge bump. I understand you tie up the defensive back over there. I just really like running the 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end set. Second 2, got McCaffrey. In run still obviously in play. Off tackle with all 3 timeouts might be in play. Just don't want to give up that single back guess right reading if he were to hit a 2 or 12. Third and 2, Jets with the ball at midfield, minute 52 left. 3 wide receiver, or rather 3-3-5, working against a standard set with McCaffrey. Flat pass left, Ertz. He's got the catch. Nice pickup. Picks up 19 yards. Beats the linebacker in the zone over there, who had to be a 6 to stop the play. That would have been a short gain on a roll of 6 against anybody except a 6. And Ertz gets the ball down to the 31. Tom's thinking about the field goal, I'm sure. He knows the way to play the game. I had this situation come up in the Super Bowl of SOMIFA against Dennis a couple years ago. And I thought about it too. I was roughly at the 31, but I went one wide, I think I went in a hurry up. And Dennis stayed in a 3-3 or 3-4 or 4-3. And I just felt like 4 defensive backs. I'm going to take one shot at the end zone here, and then I'll take my field goal. Happened to be picked off, but had Dennis went to a nickel or dime set, I think I would have taken the field goal right away. Just different game and situation, but I was down 10, 16-6. It's roughly about the same ball point in the field and game situation and such. But there's definitely the thought of the quick field goal, onside kick. I've got all my timeouts. Maybe I'll get the ball back. I think I might have been out of my timeouts in that game, but I definitely thought about the long field goal. But having just a single play against a one-man deep zone, I was like, hey, I'm going to take my shot at hitting a receiver, hitting a Romo, gets right long game just for a play, and then I'll kick the field goal, figuring he'd go into a nickel. But we got picked off on that play. I just hit a long play, kind of a desperation end run to Shady McCoy in that one. Anyway, back to the game at hand. 24-14 Rams over the Jets. 1:37 left, 2nd and 10. Once again, I'm sure he's considering the field goal here, but he may just go ahead and take some touchdown shots with a field goal fallback. 3-3-5, working against the standard set with McCaffrey. No shotgun. You could run the hurry up if you want to, like running off tackle here. Long to Julio, one-man deep, not double-teamed, incomplete. About as good a shot as you can kind of hope to get in this situation. Obviously, not going to get a perfect situation where you get a guess wrong with no man in zone, but you had one man in zone, not double-teamed. That's kind of the shot you're hoping to get if you're Tom. Just didn't get the roll in that one, but at least gives you a shot of hitting a 6 off the defensive card. Maybe you beat the defender. Maybe you get a receiver reading. Maybe you get one or luck, guess right, long gains. So possible play there to be had. It just wasn't meant to be with that particular roll. 18 for 36 now for Luck, 166. 0 touchdowns and an interception. I have to say his counterpart has probably played a more solid game so far, Carson Wentz. Here's McCaffrey with 11 yards. Unfortunately for Tom, does not get out of bounds. Possibility of a quick spike saved the timeout, but I kind of like keeping the play. It's hard to lose the down. It puts you into 2 downs and think about the field goal if you don't make it, but he does spike it. I don't spike the ball as much as most people. And I still blame the Dak Prescott spike against Green Bay for allowing Mason Crosby the chance to kick the field goal after the long Aaron Rodgers to Jared Cook pass on 3rd down, or not on 3rd down, late in the game that beat the Cowboys in the playoffs in 2016. Tony Romo knew the clock. We didn't, A, need to run the clock. We needed to run the clock down in that game. And B, we didn't want to give up a down. We had the ball at like the 35 or something. There's like 50 seconds left. Really, you want time to run off the clock, and you definitely don't want to give up a down. Well, he spikes the ball. 2 plays later, we're in 4th down. Well, we made the field goal, but we also only tied the game, if I'm not mistaken. And sure enough, Aaron Rodgers hits a big play, almost a perfect pass out of bounds, one of those that should have gotten Aaron Rodgers in the top 10 of all time. Here we go with the field goal, 4th and 8, minute left. So I'm not a big Spike fan. Tom has all timeouts remaining. And if Janikowski can make, 2 through 9 and 12, and he missed it. And unfortunately, this game is going to knock the Jets out of the playoffs unless we have some miracle snap fumbles. Tom not too happy about the turn of events at the end of this season. Wayne is looking to move to 14-2, and Tom will fall to 8-8, and unfortunately will miss the SOMIFA playoffs in 2018. Kind of rooting for Tom in this game just due to the fact that Wayne was going nowhere in the playoffs, and Tom had a pretty good team this year, and he actually made it a trade to add Zach Ertz to help move him, into one of those, let's get a better seed, let's give ourselves a better chance in the playoffs. This is one of those years, and unfortunately, it just did not happen. Like I say, some years the breaks just don't go for you at the right times in the right games. You get your breaks in the games you're already winning by 21, and breaks go against you in the games that are tied. So the Rams win 12-3. Very well coached game. You saw great defensive calls from both teams. Unfortunately, Tom did not have the breaks in this game, and he really needed to have them. Go ahead and see what's going on here in the StreamYard world. Don't have anybody trying to join, it doesn't look like. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Very nice game to broadcast. Close, meant something. Both teams played well. Just didn't end up being a game where the Jets got the important rolls at the right times. A couple of fumble recoveries away from maybe flipping the game, but unfortunately, that's the way it goes sometimes. Go ahead and close the game out. Hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast. I want to thank Dennis for allowing him to use his channel for broadcasting tonight. Going to go ahead and sign off. Hope everyone has a great Wednesday night. Thank you for playing SOMIFA. Good night.